Have you ever noticed how loud the world has become, not just in volume, but in noise? Everyone's talking, opinions thrown like weapons, notifications buzzing, reactions flying. We're surrounded by a constant demand to speak, to respond, to perform. But silence has become rare, even feared, and yet, silence is where all real power begins. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Silence is a form of strength, because in silence, we hear truth. In silence, we find clarity. And in silence, we reclaim the one thing the world keeps trying to take, our attention." This isn't about being passive. It's about being deliberate, about choosing to respond instead of react, about mastering yourself so completely that chaos no longer disturbs your core. In this video, you'll learn how to use Stoic principles, not as distant philosophy, but as practical, daily habits to help you let go, stay silent, and master yourself from the inside out. This is more than a mental exercise, it's a return to your center, to your stillness, to your sovereignty. Because when you build a mind that doesn't need noise, applause, or reaction, you become unshakable. Let's begin. Habit 1. Begin the day with a Stoic mindset. Before the chaos begins, before you pick up your phone, before the world rushes in, pause. This is your first act of rebellion. Begin the day with stillness. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, began each morning reminding himself, "You will meet people today who are selfish, rude, dishonest, but they are that way because they don't know better." This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. Imagine walking into your day already mentally armored. You expect difficulty, so it doesn't surprise you. You expect pushback, so it doesn't break you. This is mental rehearsal, and it's one of the most powerful habits a Stoic can practice. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each morning, no distractions. Just you, your breath, and your thoughts. Ask yourself, what do I expect from today? What inner strengths will I need to call upon? How will I respond, not react, when things go wrong? This habit doesn't just prepare you, it empowers you. It puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. Habit 2, practice emotional restraint. Epictetus once said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about them." You're not disturbed because someone said something rude. You're disturbed because you decided it was worth being disturbed over. This is the essence of restraint. Choosing not to be ruled by emotion. We live in a culture that glorifies reactivity. Say what you feel, post what you think, let it all out. But the Stoic knows, not everything that rises needs to be released. Pause before reacting, reflect before responding, breathe before replying. When you do this, you create space. And in that space, you regain your power. Think about the last time you overreacted, maybe to a text, an email, or a passing comment. What happened? Did it solve anything? Or did it just drain you? Restraint is not weakness, it's discipline. It's recognizing that peace is more valuable than being right, that your energy is better spent building yourself than defending your pride. Start small. In one conversation today, choose to listen fully before you respond. In one situation, choose not to feed the fire. The result? You'll begin to feel more in control, not because the world is easier, but because you are stronger. Habit 3. Let go of the need for approval. One of the deepest prisons is caring too much about what others think. Every post, every outfit, every sentence, filtered through a mental committee of imagined judgment. The Stoics called this slavery, because if your worth depends on approval, you'll never be free. Epictetus said it plainly. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let that sink in. If you want real growth, you have to be willing to be misunderstood, to be doubted, even ridiculed. True self-respect isn't loud, it's quiet. It's doing the right thing even when no one's watching. Especially then, try this challenge. Do something meaningful this week without telling anyone. Help someone anonymously. Write something you don't publish. Do good in silence. At first, it may feel empty, But in time, you'll notice something magical. The more you stop needing approval, the more you trust your own voice. And when you no longer need applause to feel worthy, you're finally free. Habit 4. Keep a Stoic journal. The page doesn't lie. When you sit down to write, not for likes, not for performance, but for reflection, you meet yourself in the rawest way possible. This is why Marcus Aurelius journaled, not for fame, not for publication, but to discipline his soul. Each night, reflect. Ask yourself, where did I act with integrity today? Where did I fall short of my principles? What emotion controlled me that I didn't master? This isn't about guilt, it's about growth. You're building a mind that's self-aware, a spirit that doesn't hide from its own shadow. Journaling helps you track your progress. It reveals patterns, it exposes excuses, and over time, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a form of inner leadership. Even just 5 minutes of writing can bring clarity no conversation ever could. Habit 5. Embrace voluntary discomfort. We are addicted to comfort, temperature-controlled rooms, food delivered instantly, entertainment on demand, opinions curated to match our own. But comfort breeds fragility, and fragility cannot withstand life's storms. The Stoics understood this deeply. That's why Seneca practiced sleeping on the ground, fasting, and wearing rough clothes, not out of misery, but mastery. Because when you learn to suffer on purpose, you stop fearing suffering by surprise. Try this. Once a week, introduce a mild hardship. Take a cold shower, eat a plain, simple meal. Walk instead of drive. Wake up early and train your body before the sun rises. Each act whispers the same truth. You are stronger than you think. Voluntary discomfort doesn't just toughen your body, it fortifies your mind. It reminds you that your peace is not dependent on ease, but on endurance. Habit 6. Focus only on what you control. This is the foundation of Stoic power. There are only 2 categories in life: what you control, what you do not. And the tragedy is, most people spend 90% of their time trying to control the latter. The past, the future, the opinions of others, the behavior of strangers, the outcomes of effort. But none of these are yours. What is? Your thoughts, your words, your decisions, your responses, your values. That's it, and that's enough. Next time you're overwhelmed, anxious, or frustrated, pause and ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. If yes, own it fully. This habit alone, if practiced daily, will eliminate half your stress, restore your energy, and bring you back to the present moment, where real power lives. Habit 7. End each day with reflection and forgiveness. The world celebrates the morning grind, but the Stoics knew how you end your day is just as important. Before bed, return to yourself. Revisit the day in your mind. Celebrate where you upheld your principles. Acknowledge where you didn't. Then, let it go. Marcus Aurelius didn't dwell on mistakes. He learned from them, then moved forward. Don't carry yesterday's weight into tomorrow's hope. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Each night, choose closure. This quiet ritual resets your soul. It reminds you that every day is a new opportunity to live better, stronger, freer. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. Let the final thought before you sleep be a return to virtue. These 7 Stoic habits are not quick fixes. They are not about impressing others or appearing invincible. They are about building a life that is rooted, a character that is resilient, and a mind that is unbreakable. Start your mornings grounded. Respond with wisdom, not impulse. Release the need for applause. Reflect with brutal honesty. Embrace discomfort as training. Obsess only over what you control. End your days in peace, not punishment. Do this and you'll feel something rare in today's world: stillness. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. This is the Stoic path, and it's open to you right now. If this video spoke to something deeper in you, if it reminded you that your power doesn't come from how loud you are, but from how still you can remain in the storm, then don't let it end here. Like this video to affirm your commitment to the path of mastery. Subscribe so you never forget that growth begins with attention, not to the world, but to yourself. Share it with someone who's ready to break free from the noise and reconnect with their own inner clarity. These 7 Stoic habits aren't just tools, they're anchors in a world that's constantly trying to shake you loose. The fact that you're still here, still listening, still seeking, that tells me something important. You're not here to be average. You're here to reclaim your focus, your stillness, yourself. And if you found value here, the next step is vital. Watch the next video, How to Build a Mind That Can't Be Broken. It's not just a follow-up, it's the deeper layer. Everything you learned here sets the foundation for the unshakable mental resilience we'll build in that next lesson. Because self-mastery isn't a one-time insight, it's a way of life. So, take the next step and keep walking the Stoic path with discipline, with silence, and with strength.